Good morning everyone, I hope you're well, I hope you had a good Friday and I hope you have a really good Saturday. Just going to jump into the Bitcoin chart right now, guys. As you can see, hopefully we formed a double bottom here and we've got a bit of a bounce and we may be forming another channel now on Bitcoin. This might produce a little channel on the 4-hourly time frame here. If we'll plot a channel now, so if we could keep an eye on this channel here, you may see us trade up and down in this channel as we approach this neckline here. It's a potential play for Bitcoin, guys. Okay, so we may just sort of trade in this channel. If we can get a bounce off the bottom of this channel, that would confirm that we are in this new channel here, and we potentially trade like this before we approach the neckline. If we can break out through that neckline, then that's great. That's our double bottom confirmed, and we'll potentially push up to this new all-time high up here. We'll put a price target on that. But that's a rough guide anyway, up to 59k. So that's a rough guide, everyone. Okay, so that's a potential play there on Bitcoin. So if we can keep an eye on this channel now, the bottom of this channel, if we can bounce, because you can see we're correcting again at the moment, and as you can see that the level of support is moving up. So that's confident for Bitcoin. As you can see, the level of restriction, resistance is moving up as well. So we're making higher highs and higher lows in this channel on the hourly time frame, on the 4-hourly time frame, guys. I do apologise. It's a 4-hourly time frame. It's always best to zoom out as much as you can. So on the 4-hourly, we look like we may be forming this little channel, although that didn't quite get up there. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on that, and hopefully we can bounce off the bottom of this channel here, guys, and go up and make a new all-time high in Bitcoin. Failing that, if we was to fall out of this channel, then obviously that's really bearish, and we could eventually break down to this level of support here that we've targeted at 41,935, and that's basically the previous high down there. And I think it ties up roughly with the EMA. If we jump to the daily time frame here, guys, we zoom out. So if we drop the 55 EMA, you see that we're slowly creeping up this 55 EMA here, as we've spoken about in other videos. Bitcoin corrected, come down, bounced off the 55 EMA as confidence of still as confirmation that we're still in a bull trend, guys. So that is still the potential play here. Obviously, what I'd like to see is pump up, or in fact crab and go sideways and alts run, which is still a potential play on the cards, and I'll show you why that may be a potential play on the cards in a moment. But this is a potential play that Bitcoin could just crab. That would be the best scenario, guys, for alts. If Bitcoin was to lose this channel and go down to this level, then obviously alts will go with Bitcoin. What we kind of need, we need Bitcoin to sort of crab or go up a little bit, or just consolidate a little bit in this trend, find its true bottom here, this double bottom, just consolidate for a while, whilst alts can run. But that's the alternative part to the crypto play at the moment. But again, failing that, we could potentially come down and test this 55 EMA, just confirmation that we're still in an uptrend, guys. Just making you aware of those potential trades there. So what I want to show you on the 4-hourly time frame, guys, if we zoom out a little bit. So you remember how we said about divergences. So if we bring up the RSI, you can see here on the RSI, if I get rid of this double bottom for you, so just there on the RSI, guys, we've created a low and a lower low just there, you see that? But on the RSI, we've created a low and a higher low, so that's a divergence. So potentially we could be looking at a reversal in the price action. Okay, so that's something to keep an eye on, guys. Usually that's an indicator of a reversal in the price action. As you can see, we've been going down, but in the RSI, a divergence has been formed. That's called a bullish divergence. Like I've explained to you in previous videos, if it was the other way around, it would be a bearish divergence. Sorry. So like the one we painted here on the 4-hourly. Yeah, so on the 4-hourly time frame, we do look like we're forming a bullish divergence there. So potentially we could see a bounce here for Bitcoin. Again, if we can trade off the bottom of this channel, that would be great. So that's something to keep an eye on. I'll just take a look at the hourly time frame. Yeah, and again, we're painting this bullish divergence on the hourly time frame as well, guys. So it's looking good for Bitcoin. Looks like we may be due a bounce. If we zoom in on this channel for you guys. So hopefully guys, we can sort of just consolidate in this range for a bit, and then alts pick up the slack. What I want to show you now on Ethereum especially, I'm going to show you, jump into the Ethereum chart. So on the daily time frame on Ethereum, guys, this is why I am really bullish on alts having a run. This is what I wanted to show you. Basically, if you remember on the Bitcoin chart on the daily, we've come no way near the 55 EMA, which is a massive level of support, especially in an uptrend, guys. As you can see here, we bounce off it in the uptrend, and just a continuation. So looking at Ethereum, and if you look at most alts on the daily, we'll take a look at the other alts in a minute, but if you look at Ethereum especially, which is the leading altcoin, you can see that it's actually bounced off the 55 EMA here, and it's turning green. So that's a really positive sign, the fact that Ethereum and most alts have actually come down and tested the 55 EMA, whereas Bitcoin hasn't. And if you look down below in the RSI, we are actually in the oversold. We're pushing down towards the oversold trajectory down there. Anything below 30 is really oversold. So it's basically, I'm not saying it's completely in the floor, and it could roll over and go down again, especially if Bitcoin was to bleed. If Bitcoin really went down to that 41k, 42k that we're targeting on the 55 daily, then yeah, alts would absolutely fall apart. But what we do need, and which you can see is happening in the Bitcoin price, guys, is we are bouncing off that level of support on a double bottom. So that's really, really good. I think that we're going to pick up. You know, nothing is set in stone. I feel like everyone feels that the market's dying and it's all going to go to oblivion. It's not. You know, when there's fear in the market, they're the best times to get involved, and that's when you get a good return, and that's when you tend to pick up the pieces and then sell them on a high run. So effectively, what is positive for me at the moment is the fact that most alts are bouncing off this 55 EMA. Like I said to you, on the daily time frame, this is a major indicator. It's a very, very good indicator, guys. You know, we come down, touch that, and you can see we're testing it as support. We've bounced off it as support. Okay, we wick down, but that's just a scam wick down, that is. And you can see it, we got brought back up. We've come back down. We've tested the 55 EMA. We bounced off it. We sort of went below it again, and now you can see we're finding support on it. So hopefully, you know, over the next few days, whilst Bitcoin decides what it wants to do, hopefully Bitcoin picks up or goes sideways. We may see the alts bounce along this 55 EMA before we have a potential breakout, and that would also indicative of a breakout against Bitcoin as well, because don't forget that Bitcoin still has to come down to the 55 EMA to bounce off it as support. And so just like in January, when Bitcoin was doing the exact same pattern where it corrected, it came down, you would see, if you look in the charts between January and February, the alts bounced because they touched the 55 EMA already where Bitcoin hadn't. And like I said, you just look in the history of these charts and you will see rinse repeat patterns, guys. So I'm basically calling a little alt run now. You know, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a fortune teller, but I see the charts and I see the patterns evolving, and I just feel like a bit of an alt run's due. Not financial advice, guys. Take it with a pinch of salt and do whatever you want to do, but I just feel like the charts are telling me that basically Bitcoin's not come down to the 55 EMA. The alts already have. They're going to bounce, and Bitcoin's going to slowly creep along, and the 55 EMA catch it up. So yeah, that's just what I'm seeing on the alts. So we'll take a look at the Chainlink. So again, same thing with Chainlink. You can see we're bouncing off this 55 EMA, guys. It's really, really positive, that is, guys. Honestly, you know, the fact that we've corrected, we've come down to the 55 EMA, and we're finding support. So are we going to bounce off now and just take off to the moon? Well, potentially yes. If Bitcoin behaves, like I said to you, if Bitcoin was to crash really drastically and correct down to some levels, then obviously alts go with Bitcoin. So what we're hoping for, the play is that Bitcoin consolidates, is a little bit bumpy, but alts just take off. And the fact that we're in this 55 EMA is really confident. So if we switch to a shorter time frame on Chainlink, let's look at the 15-minute. So you can see this was our bottom yesterday. We actually came down. I think we wicked down to about 2360, and that painted our double bottom on the 4 hour on the daily time frame, and a triple bottom on the 4 hourly time frame, guys. So just looking at the fib levels on this now. So if we went from there to there, you can see we've came up here in this impulsive wave. We'll call it an impulsive wave on a 15-minute time frame, and we've corrected down to this 0786, which is still really good. And as you can see, we've come up and we're just bouncing off this 0618 now as support. So that, again, that's strength. That's really, really strong in an uptrend for Chainlink, guys. The fact that we are bouncing off this 0618, you can see multiple touches now on the 15-minute time frame. So yeah, we may form some level of consolidation moving forward, go a little bit sideways, and then we could see a breakout to the upside. Just going to bring up the 4 hourly time frame on Chainlink. So effectively we had our bottom there. So are we forming a new channel now on Chainlink on the 4 hourly time frame, guys? We retain this level of support now moving forward. We could potentially just look at this as a bit of a trend line that we may find ourselves going up and bouncing off as support as we move and creep up in this continuation pattern, and potentially creep up towards the 55 EMA as well as it curls around, and we potentially come round and get above that EMA at the start of March, and then retest it, back test it as support. So you may potentially see the price action creeping up like this, guys, and then we may see, so you may see something like this on Chainlink now, guys, where we creep up, we get above this 55 EMA, then we back test it as support, and then we're off in a continuation trend on the 4 hourly time frame here, guys, just like we did down here. You see, just like when we corrected there and we crept and we got above it, and then we kept back testing it as support. Look, back testing it, back testing it, back testing it. And then when was that? That was January. Yeah, that was the crash, guys, just there. That's that crash that we had, and we came up, we double bottomed, and then we slowly creeped up. Look, and then we back tested the EMA as support, stayed above it, come back tested it, back tested, you know, keep bouncing off it as support in an uptrend. So that is what we need to see for Chainlink over the next few days, guys, over the next week, is potentially just the price creep up here, keep bouncing off these support levels. You know, hopefully we don't go below this level of support now, this bottom for Chainlink. Keep bouncing off his support levels, get above the 55 EMA, back test it as support, and off we go again, and we form this trend here that we had, this breakout where we went on a little bit of a bull run here, and then obviously got some Satoshis back against Bitcoin. So that's just Chainlink, guys. I'll jump to the Reef chart right now. Yeah, so with Reef here, guys, we are kind of just moving down in this downtrend, but we are testing above this level now of this trend line. We are back testing it as support, but we do need to see a breakout on Reef, and as you can see, there's not much volume coming in, guys. So what we need, which looks like it's on the cards, as this volume, this is on the 4 hourly time frame, guys, what will happen here, this volume is going to deplete, okay? That's indicative of a breakout. So we're watching that the volume's tailing off here, guys, and that is indicative of a breakout. And the fact that we are coming down and back testing this trend line now as support, and we're not falling below it, we could be on the cusp of a breakout here for alts, and especially Reef. You can see we're coming down a bit. As long as we don't fall below these levels here again, guys, especially the 0.2467, we fall below there, then you know that's going to be quite difficult to get back, and it'll take some time to get back. So we are coming down, we are testing these levels as support. You can see we've had touch there, and we basically may be forming a trend just like we are in the other alts as well, where we're forming a trend now. To keep an eye on this level here. We'll zoom in for you guys. So on the 4 hourly time frame, guys, you can see we're going up, we break out of that trend line, we're coming back, we're testing it as support, okay, and now we're testing this, hopefully we're testing this new trend line as support as we move up, just like Chainlink, just like Ethereum. So if I switch to the hourly time frame here, guys, you might be able to see a little bit more of what's going on here. So yeah, again, we'll just move that up a little bit. So with these trend lines, when you set them, you try to get as many touches as you can in the trend. So hopefully, like I said to you, we could see us moving up like this now for Reef until we have a breakout to the upside. One big massive green candle, we get the volume come in that pushes the price up, and that is a potential play. The fact that we are above this downtrend line here, and it is acting as a form of support now, is positive for Reef. So again, we just need Bitcoin to behave, guys, and then hopefully we can see a breakout to the upside on Reef. So I'm just going to take a look at 1 inch for you now, guys. So just looking at 1 inch on the hourly time frame, guys, since we bottomed yesterday, we are forming what looks to be a new uptrend. So we can drop a trend in here and just keep an eye on this trading channel now. So that's that. So yeah, we are forming what looks to be a new upwards trend on 1 inch, which is really positive, guys. The fact that we're not breaking down below these levels again, these are levels of support here. This is resistance moving up, and as you can see, that's acted as support there, and it's now acting as support there. So that's a key area to keep an eye on, guys, this level here. And as you can see in the previous cycle there, where we did move up to the all-time high, we kept back testing the level where we are now as support, and obviously it's acting as support again as we've broke up and we're coming back down. We've tested it twice there as support on the hourly time frame. So yeah, still bullish on 1Inch, guys, and as you can see, we have formed this new channel since we broke out from this bottom here, and we are pushing upwards. One thing to keep an eye on, guys, is probably the fib levels moving forward, because okay, so we bottomed out there, okay, so you go like that and you go up to the top there, and you can see we traded up in that impulsive move, and then we had a corrective wave. So one wave, so that's an impulsive wave there, and then we have a corrective wave, and as you can see, the corrective wave from the very breakout there, I know it's only on the hourly time frame, guys, but you can see where the top is. Okay, you can basically see where the impulsive move is, the top. So it moved up, topped out there, and then came back down, and you can see it's bounced off the 0618 fib at 344. So if we move on from that point there, so we go from there, that top, and we'll say that was the bottom of the fib, and we'll say that that was the impulsive wave from there. From there, this bottom here to there was an impulsive wave, and as you can see, the corrective wave came down and it's bounced off the 0618 there, guys. Okay, you see that? So that's that. And then if we take a look at the next correction, which is from there to there where we marked, you can see we went up there and we've come back down, you can see. So again, we've had another impulsive wave here, guys. So we've gone an impulsive wave up, a corrective wave down, and look where we're bouncing off, guys, the 0618. So that just confirms that this uptrend is intact, and it's working perfectly with the fib levels, guys, and the impulsive wave and the corrective wave, impulsive wave, corrective wave, impulsive wave, corrective wave. So the way in which you measure the next wave up, okay, on the fib levels it's really easy, guys. So I'm going to show you a little trick here. So the next potential target for this breakout on this impulsive wave, which we look to be forming now on 1Inch, guys. So like I said to you, an impulsive wave and corrective wave. So there's your impulsive wave, there's your corrective wave, there's your impulsive wave, there's your corrective wave, there's your impulsive wave, there's your corrective wave, guys. So now we're looking at another impulsive wave and another corrective wave. Well, whereabouts could we set our target for the impulsive wave? So what you do, you've got this fib level here that it went up from there to there and corrected. Okay, so all you do to find it is you move this from the bottom, where we painted our bottom just there, to the top. So that is basically where we could see our next impulsive wave is up here at this level at 563. So we could potentially see ourselves pushing up to 563. So I'm just going to mark that for you now, guys. So we could be setting a target on 1Inch for $5.63 over the next coming days, because how long did it take us to complete that impulsive wave there? If we get the time, the date span out, which is, I'm going to drop this date range in here, guys. So this corrective wave there and then up to the impulsive wave took 16 bars, so that was 16 hours that took. So potentially, if we was to say that 1Inch right now is forming another impulsive wave from this bottom here, where we've had a corrective wave down, yeah, we've touched the bottom of the fib there, which was the 0618 on the impulsive wave. I hope you follow me, guys. I hope I'm not going too fast. I'm trying to explain it to you. So we could be looking at a potential breakout from this point here, 16 hours up to that level, which is there, which should put us on, let's see if we can time this. So basically 1 o'clock in the morning, London Greenwich time, we could see a $5.63 1Inch token. So that's just a potential play using the fibs, guys. You know, some projection there, not set in stone, not financial advice. But when you look at this trend here, and we're breaking out to the upside, and we're finding the support levels, and the fibs are telling us where the impulsive waves are moving to and correcting to, then that is a potential target, and that's how a lot of traders set their targets here. So even if you was to say, right, I'm going to jump into a long position just here, I'm going to jump into a long position from here, you could say, right, I'm going to open a long position on 1Inch and I'm going to target that level there. You could be looking at a massive 27% trade for 1Inch token by 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, guys. So that's a potential play. Might not happen, not financial advice. We may see a pullback and we may drop down to oblivion, but that's just something that is a potential play on the cards for 1Inch there, guys, moving forward. So I hope you enjoyed the video today, guys. Please smash that. I'm sorry it was a bit long. I really do appreciate all the nice comments I'm getting from you guys. Honestly, I'm getting some really amazing comments. So much gratitude. Thanks a lot for those comments. Yeah, so please do. The only thing I ask from you is that you like the videos, you share the videos where you can, and obviously on Twitter, Facebook, family and friends and such. And also just one final thing, that we've created a Telegram group there, guys, after much request. There's a few people in there already chatting away. The link to the Telegram group is below in the description of this video, guys. Good luck with your trade. I hope that this plays out today for us. I really do, because this would be a great trade for us all to be a part of. Okay, guys, I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.